Is the housing market getting spooky all over again? I'll tell you what, it's October 31st. It's one of those days where things are getting a little weird, and the housing market's been getting a little weird too, so stay tuned. This is Dean Odell with Seven Gables Real Estate and the Odell Group. Today is October 31st, Halloween day. Let's take a look at these charts and get started now. We're starting with the active listing inventory chart, and today we are at 3,640 homes. You can see that is down from 2 weeks ago at 3,694 and way up from last year, right? Last year we had 2,406 homes on the market. So we are up almost 50% on inventory. So that is really, really good because we need that inventory. And if we look at that 3-year average prior to COVID, we had 6,000 homes. So we're still nowhere near our normal levels, but things are getting better on the buyer side again, except for interest rates, of course, which we'll talk about later. And let's get to the next chart. So we're looking at the Orange County demand chart. Today we have 1,572 homes that have gone into escrow in the last 30 days. That is down a little bit from 2 weeks ago and way up from last year by almost 300 homes more that we've sold this year versus last year. Now, why is that? Has a lot to do with the amount of inventory available for buyers to choose from. Last year, we just did not have the inventory that we needed. And you look at the 3-year average of 2,180. So we still have a ways to go. We're going to need more inventory to get there, more selection for buyers. Okay, let's go to the next chart. Okay, now this chart, we wanted you guys to see how interest rates so much drive demand. And I think, if you go back and look at previous episodes, I know we talked about this before. I mean, I think at the beginning of the year, we said, well, whatever year it's going to be is going to be what interest rates do, because that's what this market does. It's following interest rates, and it's proven itself to be true. We've been able to figure out where our sticking point is. It's pretty much at 6.5%. Anytime rates go above 6.5%, the market stalls. Anytime they go below 6.5%, it starts to pick up. The closer they go to 6, the further they go down, the better off we are, because some of those sellers who are in lower rate mortgages finally say, you know what? I'm not going to stay in my house solely for interest rates, right? We tell sellers all the time, we say, hey, if your interest rate is the only thing you still love about your house, it's probably time to move. So let's figure out how we can do that, right? Well, they start to make a lot more sense out of it when rates get closer to 6. Unfortunately, right now, we have popped back up to 7%. If you study this chart, what you will notice is the ups and downs in the market in terms of when it was in the market, the dates and everything. But the reality is when rates go down, demand goes up. And so we're going to have to see what next year brings, what these last couple of months bring, but this is where we are right now. Okay, and how does that relate to expected marketing time? Well, expected marketing time has gone up since last year. Last year it was 56 days. Today we were at 69 days. 2 weeks ago we were at the same. And the 3-year average is 85. So we're actually down a little bit faster moving market. But at 69 days, you can see we're in a slight seller's market, not a hot seller's market like we had been for a couple of years, right? So things are slowly moving back to normal, and we need interest rates to help us out to get more buyers to be able to afford these homes and more sellers to sell them. So again, we are on that purple line, and you can see how that relates to previous years. And as always, we have to take expected marketing time and break it down by price range so that you guys can see what kind of market are you shopping in? What kind of market are you selling in, right? The lower the price range, normally the faster the speed of the market. You can see that it pretty much works that way. It's kind of interesting. From 0 to 750 days, the marketing time is actually longer, which means that people are probably overpricing, just trying to make that stretch to the next price range that they need to be in to get a bigger home. So if you look at where the days are marketing time wise this year by price range and where they were last year, you can see in all price ranges, the time that it takes to get a home sold has gone up. And then if you look at where are we in terms of hot sellers market, slight sellers market, balanced market, and a deep buyers market, you can see how that breaks down by price range with the brackets. So you can see that all on this chart. You might want to go ahead and freeze it for a while, but now we're going to move ahead to my buyer and seller recommendations and talk about the marketplace a little bit. Okay, so by the way, if this background looks a little different today, it's because I took this show on the road this week, okay? So I'm actually not in Tustin, but I am not gonna leave you guys hanging. I wanna let you know what's going on with the market. So let's talk about it for a while. So I said that the lower the price range, the faster the market. And that is true. There is still a lot of demand out there, buyers. We just had 2 listings that were below the 1.4 mark. One of them had 9 offers on it and the other one had 5 offers on it. So people are still out there. You're still competing with people. The competition becomes less as you go up the price range, and it does take time, but buyers in that price range, you have to understand that in a normal market, it used to take a long time to get a house sold. Like, 90 to 120 days in a normal market, that's normal. So a lot of you guys are seeing these houses sit around for 30 or 45 days and you're thinking there's nobody else out there to buy them. And that's just not true, because when you get into the higher end, it takes a while for things to happen, okay? Some people have to sell their houses first. Some people have to make sure their escrows are solid and they're gonna get them closed before they make offers. There's other things going on there that just take time in the higher price ranges. So buyers, don't be overconfident in the higher price range. If you see something you like, go ahead and write the offer. Take a shot at it. See if you can get something going. The higher you are in the price range, the more advantage you have to negotiate, but that doesn't mean you're gonna be able to crush the seller on prices, because prices have not gone down, okay? Now, speaking of prices not going down, you guys may read something that says the median price of homes has gone up, okay? Let's talk about that. What is the median? The median is the middle number, right? If we strung all the sales prices out from low to high, the median is right in the middle, okay? It's a useless number. It's meaningless in my mind, okay? What's more important are things like, what is the average price sold, or the average price per square foot? I mean, that gives you a little bit better gauges on kind of like, our price is going down, our price is going up. If I buy a 2,000 to 2,300 square foot home, has the average price per square foot actually dropped, or is it going up, okay? And I'm here to tell you, prices have not dropped yet, okay? So I'm not saying they're zooming up. I'm not saying they're diving. I'm saying they're kind of holding steady, all right? So don't be overconfident. You can make yourself a deal probably this time of year, but don't be ridiculous. The sellers who want to sell, hopefully you guys can come to a meeting of the minds, okay? And if you are a seller watching this, okay, this time of year, of course, it slows down. First of all, we got a few things happening, right? We have the elections going on. We have interest rates that have gone up. We have Christmas and Thanksgiving, slowest time of the year for the housing market. Does that mean that there's nobody out there to buy your house? Absolutely not. And I know a lot of you will take your houses off the market this time of year. It's a good time of year to actually consider maybe a contingent sale, right? Why not? I mean, you're gonna be off the market anyway. If you can put a deal together with a buyer who has to sell a home and they're in a price range that moves faster because they're moving up, why not? They have buyers out there in their price range that are probably going to buy during, the last 2 months of the year or so. So don't give up on the thought of maybe entertaining a contingent sale and saying, hey, I'm going to come back on the market in January or February or whenever it is. I'll give you that much time to get your house in escrow, right? So there's different ways to skin a cat here, right? What they say. Oh, gosh, my editor's going to hate that. She's a cat lover. I should have never said that. Anyway, so she'll probably just edit it out. You'll never hear it. So anyway, okay. So you got your Tustin Talks. I did it for you while I was away. That's how dedicated I am to make sure that you guys get the right information so that you can make the right housing decisions. And by the way, don't worry that I'm here. I'm gonna be home soon. So just give us a call and we can help you out. Talk to you soon.